Hey, it's Brock here with Rock Hill Farms, and this is my new Hustler X1. And when I was ordering this mower, I saw in the brochure it said it could mow 7.5 acres per hour. Said that's impossible, that a zero-turn mower is going to mow 7.5 acres an hour. So of course, what do I want to do as soon as possible? I want to do a time test and see if that's accurate. But I thought, how am I going to really do an accurate test of that? How do I set it up? I have a 20-acre property. Probably 12 acres of that is cut for hay. And that means that right after the hay is cut, we have grass fields. This is nothing special. This is just grass, basically. This is what they call trash hay. And after they bale it, it's about 5 inches long. So I'm gonna cut this to 3.5 or so, and it'll just be like regular mowing. And I think it'll be a good test. So I'm gonna set up a timer. I've used an app that's called like Measure My Yard. It uses GPS and you draw squares. And I've figured out the sizes of all the different sections of my property. And we're gonna see how much we can mow in an hour, or do some calculations and do a real test here. So I'm gonna put the drone in the air so you can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna set a timer and we're gonna see how this goes. Now for reference, this is the 29.5 horsepower Kawasaki EFI. So it's fuel injected. It mows at up to 12 acres or 12 miles per hour, and it's got a 72-inch cut. So that's what the test is based on. I started off by making one trip around the perimeter to clearly define the area I'm mowing, and then after that, I'm just going back and forth. The video clips you just saw, where the camera was clipped on the mower, those were played at regular speed to show you what it feels like to be in the seat. But I don't want to drag this video out and make it too long, so I'm speeding up the rest of the footage. The purpose is not to make it look like I'm mowing faster than I am. I just don't want to waste your time. Now, I will say that the way I was mowing today is not the way I normally mow. I was trying to see how fast I would go, which meant I was driving like I was on a go-kart race or something like that, and spinning the corners as fast as I could. And it was a pretty bumpy ride, to be honest. But that's because this is a field that's bumpier than a normal yard. So going that fast made it a little jerky, but it didn't really seem to affect the cut quality. I was getting a nice clean look after I was done. So I just mowed for 20 minutes exactly on this field, and my estimate online was that this is 3 acres. If this is 3 acres in 20 minutes, That means 9 acres an hour, which would be absolutely incredible and a lot more than they advertise. Now, before I'm going to say that's the case, I'm going to factor in the possibility that the online tool was wrong. I'm going to walk this with a rolling measuring tape and see if I get that same 3 acres. Then we'll be right back for the wrap up. So I'm actually really confident that the website's right. I mean, that's a GPS measurement, but this is pretty accurate too. So we're going to double check it and see if I get the same number. The one discrepancy is trying to decide exactly where I was cutting off here to where I was cutting off on the map. Okay, so I walked that and measured in both directions, got the same number each way. You found? I'm gonna come help in just a second. So we've got 350 feet this way, and we've got 310 feet this way. Is 108,500 square feet. Let's get an acreage calculator. 108,500 is 2.5 acres. So in 20 minutes, take that times 3, I did 7.5 acres in it in an hour. Their claim is 7.6. Sounds like they're lying about that other 0.1 acre. Just can't trust a company these days.
That's crap.
Pretty wild, actually. 7.5 acres an hour on a zero turn. And this is a field, so the grass was a lot taller than you would normally expect, but it wasn't quite as thick. It was also super bumpy. So I could not be more impressed with the results we got here. And this is the Hustler X1. They've actually got 2 models above this one that are faster and more capable. I was on the Hyperdrive. That's a Super Z with like the hyper cool feature on it. And mine will not flip a wheelie, and that one will. So it legitimately goes like 15 miles an hour instead of 12. So crazy performance, great job Hustler. And I had been saying for a long time that you can go that fast, but you can't mow at full speed. Well, I was wrong. You can mow at full speed on reasonable grass, reasonable conditions. So anyway, I thought that was a pretty cool test. I appreciate you taking time to watch the video. I'll put links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.
And we're catching a catfish tonight.